Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session from Freshworks. So my name is Somdipto, Ghosh, and thanks for the introduction, Mr. Tarun. Today we are going to talk about some very interesting developments which we are doing on our ITSM platform and ITSM-based solutions. So we shall talk about, like the subject says, it is the future of ITSM collaboration. We will be talking about virtual agent, which we can deploy it over the collaborative tools which have gone really popular across all the organizations, which is Slack and MS Teams. Just to introduce Freshworks to people who have not known, we are a cloud-first company which actually focuses in customer and digital experience solutions which are over the cloud. We are among the top 20 Forbes cloud companies, which is generating an average revenue of $300+ million in ARR, annual recurring revenue, and we are growing at a rate of 40% plus on a year-on-year basis. So we were founded in 2010. In the last 10 plus years or 11 years, we have added more than 50,000 plus paying customer bases. So that's just a Freshworks at a glance. Now, just to touch upon today's specific topic around team collaboration, right? Now, if we talk about team collaborative tools such as MS Teams or Slack, which all the companies are using on a day-to-day basis, if you see, it has increased its base. If I talk of MS Teams, it has increased from 50,000 in 2017 to 20 lakhs in 2020, and it's a substantial growth. And also this has seen a lot of surge in 2019 and 20 because of the ongoing pandemic, where all the people are working from their home. So companies have looked in adopting collaboration tool as their means of communication. They were looking out something more than a communicator or a chat platform. They needed more something in the lines of a social media, wherein you can have some channels, you can have some teams on which you can do the conversation with groups for a collaboration purpose, a one-on-one chat, a call, or let's say a video call as such. So because of which we have seen a substantial growth in MS Teams and Slack. And MS Teams itself, it generates $6.8 billion in revenue into 2020, which is 700% increase year on year. Now, the question comes, why am I talking about this when I'm talking about an ITSM platform? Because if you see the adoption for these collaboration tools, since it has gone up substantially high, usually people come back asking, hey, can your product integrate with can your Freshservice integrate with this collaborative tool which we have in Slack and MS Teams? Now, just to introduce Freshservice is again an IT service management platform which can do service desk management, operations management like tracking alerts, and asset management wherein it can keep a track of the CMDBs and an analytics platform along with the APIs, marketplaces, SDKs, collaborative tools. Now, I will bring my laser pointer over here to the last point which I have highlighted, Freddy AI. Now, what is Freddy AI? What is virtual agent? So what we have done, coming back to the collaborative platform, we have planned to expand our ITSM tool much beyond that integration with these tools. What we have done, we have initiated a Freddy AI. We have enabled our artificial intelligence system, and we have powered it to create a virtual agent. When I say a virtual agent, it's a service bot or a chat bot, which is NLP based. It can adopt to whatever conversations which we can put on Slack and MS Teams, so in order to absorb all the information. So just to introduce a virtual agent, what is this virtual agent is about? We are talking about providing instant resolutions from your user side on your channels. It can be Slack, it can be MS Teams, and it is going beyond. We are doing our researches to integrate with much more than just MS Teams and Slack. We are trying to develop a virtual agent, an NLP-based chatbot, which will help us in addressing the L1 queries. It will help us in absorbing the requests which are coming from the employees or the requesters in the organization, and it can help in the modern development on the modern engagement tools. So just to touch upon how a virtual agent helps, it basically brings on-demand self-service support in channels which your requesters or employees frequently use. So it is helping on with your enterprise grade self-service. Second, it helps to automate the common IT issues such as account provisioning, password resets, and things like that. And thirdly, it will deflect out the tickets by providing instant answers from knowledge bases. So you can have one entire repository of knowledge base in your ITSM, which is a very standard ask. Now you can deflect out the tickets by providing instant answers from this basis, and you can have a pre-trained NLP which can be used to understand the frequently used IT terms, and these words would be absorbed by our Freddy virtual agent, and it will try to learn as it grows older in the organization. So as an outcome, how does it help? It provides us improved self-service experience with low resolution time. So employees coming in, they are typing in the questions, getting their questions answered, and or getting the tickets raised, and one of their activities is completed. So they are the channel in which they are doing all their activities. In that channel itself, a chatbot sits on with whom you'll be interacting. We'll see that in the demonstration right now. Second, agent can focus on complex strategist tasks rather than just taking on the L1 queries which are coming down on a day-to-day basis, and rather than redundant queries on a day-to-day basis. So their productivity increases. So finally, what are we coming up with? We are having an improved employee satisfaction and a better business or an IT service agent's productivity. So today we are going to see how this virtual agent can be of a greater use in our product. So just to move on, I'm just moving from the presentation to the Internet Explorer, Internet Edge. Now you can see that this is the MS Teams which I'm talking about, and like how you have multiple teams, calendars, chat. So in the chat we will have we will be having just as if you're talking to someone, that is called as a service bot. Now service bot, where do I get the service bot from? Anyone who's using MS Teams and having a Freshservice license, they can just go to the add-ons, they can just search service bot from this add-on page which is there on Microsoft, and they can get it appended. So it is already embedded within the marketplace of Microsoft Teams. Now let's say I click on the service bot. It is as if I'm chatting with someone, right? Now let me just type in something. It can be anything, in fact. I will say I have trouble with VPN setup, something very standard since we are working from home.
Somdipto, so sorry to interrupt here. In case you are trying to share the presentation, the screen has not been shared.
Okay, just a moment.
There's a screen share button right in center, you see. You have to click on that, and you should be able to click on the screen that you want to share, and then you can, others will be able to view it.
Is it seen now?
Yes, it's now visible.
Okay. Sorry, I was just, I didn't realize that. I'll again repeat what I was saying. So let us say this is, I am on Internet Explorer or Internet Edge, which is recently called. I am on the Microsoft Teams page, right? I have logged in as a person called as Rick Driver. And now, as we all have used Microsoft Teams, we can see that there is chat, there is Teams, calendar, calls, files, and other options. So if I click on chat, there will be there will be a chat, recent chat in the name of a service bot. Now, what does this service bot? What is this service bot? It is basically a chat bot which you can avail from the marketplace add-on, which is you can just type in service bot here, and you can see that this is directly available. So it is part of the marketplace of Microsoft Teams. So you just have to get that add-on enabled, and that will be present over here. Now in the chat, let's say it is as if I'm chatting with someone, right? So let me just type in something. I have trouble with VPN setup. Very standard nowadays, standard ask nowadays, because we usually see these problems coming up. And you can see that the chatbot is trying to understand the intent with whatever I'm typing it. It's saying that I have trouble with VPN setup. It raises a question. It provides us a solution article on troubleshooting with VPN. If I click on it, it opens up the article directly in my system, and I can have a visibility into that article directly as it's taking me to the conference page. So this is something which we can do. This is pretty straightforward. So this is one of the ways where we can deflect out the tickets which are coming in. When I mean deflect, it means like any people coming and asking some questions, we are answering it, because many times, even though it is there in the knowledge repository, many people do not check it, or they do not have a visibility into it, right? Because they find it difficult or impatient to search through an item. So this is somewhere this service bot is coming in. It is as one of the first activities, it tries to access the entire repository and give us a solution. Now, was this helpful? This is a question. If I say it yes, then what it will do that learning. Now that goes behind as an analytics, and it will say that, okay, next time anyone puts up this question, this is the right answer, and it learns on a regular basis. Now, if I just have to type in something else, let's say I want to look at what is it called? Let's say I'm looking for Office 2013 access. Pretty standard ask, right? Now the service bot will recognize, okay, what is he asking for? He's asking for Office 2013 license, or placing out the request, right? So whenever I click on it, it will not take me to the other portal directly. It will straight away give me a pop-up. This is what I want to do. Do you want to continue? I can say, yes, of course, I want to continue. And I can place out the request. This is again one of the aspects, and you heard the clinging noise, and you see some new messages coming at the bottom, and the chat, what is it like? It's saying that, okay, this is a ticket which has come in. Now, if I just type something else, let's say I am looking for, if I just put in Adobe Marketing Access. Now, what it will do, it will try to look for certain things which are there in the system. It will say that, are you looking for Adobe InDesign? Or it is giving me a carousel as well. It is giving, are you looking for a designer software kit or Adobe Premiere? I'll say that no, none of these. If I just want to browse the service catalog, it will take me to the Freshservice catalog page, and it can see what all options are there, and then I can select. If there is nothing which I have, then of course I can go ahead and raise a new ticket, and I can access it out. Now let's say that I have a problem. If I say that VPN not working, again I'm going back to the same thing. What I will do, I will try to check out the article. So this article I have already seen. I will say that no, this is not helpful. Earlier I selected yes. If I just say no, now the chatbot will try to read. Okay, so sorry about that. That's why bot will never take over the word. So let me raise a ticket. So once you click raise a ticket, again the pop-up comes up. I continue. I give VPN trouble since yesterday night. Raise a ticket. And at the backend, there is a service ticket which is generated. If I want to view the details, I can see that. Now you can see that VPN not working. Automatically a comment is coming from the service desk. So this is system is generating the message. It's a self-generated message, and it is also automatically assigning it to the respective person through certain automations at the backend. So if I just click on it, it will show me that thank you for raising this incident. This is raised by the system, and again this is getting assigned to some person, and we will be looking into that ticket in some time. This is the second aspect of things. Now you may ask that, okay, these are things, this is fine. Now what else can I do? I can say that, okay, I want to have access to some things, and maybe it would require some approvals and things like that. So if I just put up GitHub access. Now this is again what I have done at the backend for GitHub access. I have generated I have generated a ticket at the backend, have created an automation. So I need request for GitHub repository. If I just type in, then automatically the chatbot will try to read it. It will show me this option. So earlier I had typed in GITB hub, so that's why it couldn't understand. When I gave in the right word, then automatically it gives me that option. And when I place a request, if I click on continue, then it'll ask me for which repository I'm looking out for. Let's say I want it for virtual agent MS Teams. I place the request, and you can see that this request has been raised, and this is the ticket number SR260, and it gets assigned to someone else. Now what I will do, I will go to the other side of things. What I have done over here, whenever Rick is raising a request for GitHub, it should go to someone for approval, right? And where is that approval coming in? You can see that I am into the Google Chrome page. In the Google Chrome page, you can have something like John Longbottom, who is the manager of Rick. So you can see over here on the top, there is this system has submitted a request for Rick driver, GitHub repository access. Approval request is sent by the system, request for Rick. What do you want to do? Do you want to approve it or reject it? If I just click on approve, then I can say, yeah, approved for GitHub license. And then I submit it. So whenever I'm submitting it, the approval goes to the next stage. Now the approval is done. Now it gets assigned to someone to get him the access. So these are the few of the things which we can do. And not only that, if I just want to search in what are my tickets, now it also gives me the suggestions which are coming in. So if I just put in my tickets, it will give me all the list of open tickets which Rick has. These are the tickets which I had raised. If you remember, I have raised Office 2013. I have raised a request for VPN, and then I had raised a request for repository access, right? And these are the things which we can do, right? And if I just want to see that what are my resolved tickets, the tickets which are resolved for Nick, right? So if I click on resolved tickets, it will again provide me the list of tickets which are already resolved, tickets which has been closed or resolved. It will show that. If I just type in my open tickets, so you can see how easy it is to work with it. Just imagine all the people who are using, let's say, an employee base of 2,000, 3,000 employees. They are using the system. Now, you don't need any agent to sit at the back end and answer all these questions. The only thing which will happen once a request is raised, after that, the actual provisioning or troubleshooting, these are the things which a person has to do rather than just accepting the tickets or rather than being the postman alone. So this is what our service bot usually helps with. Now, if I just go to the other side of things, now John Longbottom is also an approver who is in the system. Now he can, this is just from the other side as an agent. If he wants to reply, he can say that, can you give me your user credentials? And whenever he's typing it in the chat, it is going, the service bot is superseded on the other hand, and it is sent as a comment to the user, which is Rick. So you can see that the comment has come in from this person, and you can have this information coming. So basically, to and fro communication can also happen. And at the same time, if I just go to the fresh service instance or the ITSM tool, you can see that conversation going on between two people, and it can see that these are the conversations which are happening, and John Longbottom is replying. Now if I just reply from MS Teams saying that user ID is 223527 or and email is already there, so I will just give the user ID as this, and if I just submit it, it is getting updated in Microsoft Teams. It is getting updated in the Microsoft Teams. You can see this information is coming in, and also at the same time and the fresh service standpoint, right? So you can see this information is coming in, and whenever we are resolving a ticket, it gets automatically updated. You can see the source is MS Teams, and if I just resolve a ticket from here, and complete my activities. Then if I just go back to my system and if I check here, you can have a look into the details. So let's say if I can see that ticket has been resolved, and it's all near real time, all this conversation and this interaction is happening. So the things whatever you're seeing in on Microsoft Teams is also directly possible in your Slack channels as well. So this is something which we can see. So this ticket has been resolved. Now if I go ahead and I close out this ticket over here, so let's say I am closing this ticket and completing this particular activity. Now, if I come back here and if I just refresh it, it then gives me an option to the customer satisfaction. So how are you satisfied? So even the CSAT is getting enabled and you are collecting in that information. So with that, I will quickly bring my presentation to an end.